Hi friend, I'm Marcus with SpeakYourMindMethod.com. I'm here to help you stop stuttering and start speaking your mind smoothly, fluently, confidently, like a boss. So today, what I'm going to share with you are 5 tricks that you need, that you definitely need to, at the bare minimum, practice and see if they work for you. And you want to have these in your toolbox. Now, I am careful about overemphasizing the value of tools and tricks and crutches and whatever you want to call them, because in my view, this is just one piece of the puzzle. It's not the whole picture. And I believe in a very holistic, very long-term approach, very big picture approach to overcoming a stutter. But there is still profound value in having a toolbox, if you will, and these tricks will help you get through stutters, or get around stutters would be a more accurate way of putting it, and get around blocks so that you don't end up kind of in that loop where you just can't get through it. Now, one way you could conceptualize these tricks and these tools is, think of if you're trying to get from point A to point B and it's a river. When you start to stutter, that's like swimming across, and it's really difficult and you feel like you're about to drown. You're just kind of stuttering and blocking and stuttering. Well, what these tools are, and these tricks, these are like a lifeboat that just magically appears, and it'll get you smoothly to the other side of the river. It'll get you to where you need to go. That is the value of tools and tricks. The reality is, especially when you're starting out, especially early on, you just, plain and simple, you need to not drown. You just need some way to keep you from drowning, and that is why we use tools and tricks. Now, real quick though, before we get into the 5 tricks, I just wanted to let you know very quickly about my Stop Stuttering workshop. You need more than just tricks, you need more than just tools. So if you want a daily routine, a step-by-step plan to help you build your fluency habits, then this is going to help you out tremendously. It's 100% free, and it's my Stop Stuttering workshop. I'll leave a link in the description below, so be sure to check it out before you click away from the video. So let's dive into these. These are my top 5 recommended tools and tricks for you to implement and to start using when you feel like you're about to stutter or block. The first tool is word stretching. This is my personal favorite one, and it's one that I have yet to see not work to at least some extent with all of my clients. So word stretching is very simple. All you're doing is, in every phrase or sentence that you speak, you pick out 1 or 2 words and you stretch it out. So what that looks like is, you pick out 1 or 2 words and you stretch it out. So we could also do, instead of saying we could also do, you could say we could also do this. That is word stretching. And word stretching is incredibly powerful, so go implement it. It is a game changer. Tool number 2 is very closely related to word stretching, and it's over-articulation. So while word stretching sort of has these qualities about it already, when we stretch certain words, we kind of automatically also articulate a bit more. And that's what I mean by articulation. It just means that you use your mouth, use your face more when you speak, right? So I'm exaggerating it, but I'm doing that for a reason. And when you're first starting out with articulation, and more specifically over-articulation, is you want to exaggerate it. The reason for that is because you want your brain to get used to that new sensation. Because if all you do is make very slight adjustments to your articulation, your brain isn't really going to catch on to the fact that anything different's happening. So then for sure, when you're in a stressful situation, you're for sure not going to be able to access that slightly higher amount of articulation. So what you need to do at first, when you're just practicing by yourself, is really over-articulate. So like read aloud, and every word just over-articulate it, and just really do that, because it'll help you build that skill. And then the more that you become used to articulating, the more you'll realize, oh wow, this really does help me speak more fluently, because it helps get a flow going. It helps get a rhythm going. Otherwise, you're just like monotone, and then you're stuck. Instead, you're like, let me get into the flow, let me get into the rhythm. Notice when I started to articulate, I started to raise my pitch automatically. I started to like stretch my words automatically, right? So you can use in this case, word stretching or articulation, since both of them, they're very similar, but they are different. But if you can access one easier than the other, then maybe have that as your main focus. Okay, tool number 3. Now this is one that I get a lot of pushback on, and I learned this from Lee Levitt. This is one that was very specific in Lee Levitt's book, Stuttering and Anxiety Self-Cures, and that is dropping the first letter of the word. Again, I get a lot of pushback from my clients when they first hear me suggest that they implement this because it sounds weird. And it's because they're right. It does sound weird if you overdo it, if you don't do it correctly. When I say drop the first letter of the word, this especially will work. This especially works on longer words that begin with a vowel. Let me give you an example. So if I were to say, yeah, so those were just my assumptions. If I feel like I'm going to block on the word assumptions there, what I could do is just drop the A. So I could go, yeah, so those were just my assumptions. You don't think the person you're talking to would know exactly what you mean? Do you really think they would look at you and say, did you just drop the A out of the word assumptions? What are you, some weirdo? Like, no, it flowed completely fine. You said what you needed to say, but you didn't get stuck. That's a win. Again, these are tricks and tools to help us to not drown. At some point, we need to not drown. And now you can even use this on shorter words if you feel like there's no other word you can use to replace it with and you feel like you're really going to block, just drop the first letter. One example of this is I used to do a bit of DoorDash driving. So I would drive for DoorDash and I would deliver people's food to their door. And then once in a while, perhaps I would have to call the customer for whatever reason. And then sometimes what I would do is I would say, hi, this is Marcus from DoorDash, right? If I felt like I was going to block on that D on DoorDash. I mean, sure, that sounds strange in your head. You're like, DoorDash? But they don't care. One, they don't even know you. Two, they're just happy that you're delivering their food to them. And so don't get so focused on what are other people going to think of me. And I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you that. Because what's worse? Occasionally dropping the first letter of a word or stuttering and feeling very embarrassed about that. It's much better to feel a bit embarrassed about using a tool or a crutch or a trick than it is about not being able to get through a stutter or get around a block. Now, the fourth tool or trick that I'm going to share with you here is very closely connected. It's like dropping the first letter except just halfway. Now, this was actually a trick that I discovered on my own. This was the first thing that I truly was like, oh, wow, this kind of works for me. And this was before I did any program, and this is softening the consonants. So the best example of this was whenever I felt like I was about to stutter on an S or a word that started with an S, I would switch the S mentally. I'd be like, this S is a Z. So I would switch the S to a Z. I would switch, and you can play with this. You can be slightly Z. You can be between a Z and an S. You can, instead of saying I switched, you could say I switched, where it has more of that morphing between the two. But in any case, you're softening the consonants. So, and then what I realized was, hey, that means I can do that on T and on where if you say, here's a tarantula, you could say, here's a durantula. If you felt like you were going to block on the T. Now, just like dropping the first letter of the word, if you overdo it, it sounds a little bit weird. It sounds like you have one of those de-essers, like anybody who knows audio. Like I do music, so it's like there's this effect called a de-esser that shoots down the volume of your S's, so that if you overdo it, it'll turn into a Z almost. So if you overdo it, it'll turn into a Z. Right, so you don't want to do that on every word. But again, this is a tool to help you get around stutters or blocks. And this can be very helpful. So you're just switching an S to a Z. You're softening the consonants. A T turns more into a D. What are some other ones? Those are the two main ones, I believe. Especially, and so that'll be very helpful, especially if you struggle with S's and T's specifically. And finally, tool number 5 is very simple. It is use your hands. Get these out of your pockets, get them out of the side of your body, and start to engage your hands in the process of speaking. Now, this will especially be effective when you combine hands with another crutch, like let's say articulation. When you start to articulate more when you speak, and you combine that with using hands like I'm doing right now, you realize, wow, I can speak with a flow, I can speak with a rhythm, I can formulate my sentences better, I sound more compelling. People find me much more interesting when I speak this way versus when there's just no body language and I'm like stuttering and there's monotone and get that energy up. Use your hands. So that's it, my friend. Those are my top 5 recommended tools, tricks, crutches, whatever you want to call them, to help you, again, to not drown. These are lifeboats. These are bridges, if you will, to get you from point A to point B and to avoid drowning. Because especially early on in the process, that is sort of your main objective, is to just not drown and start building fluency in as many ways as you possibly can. And then eventually, in the long term, as you continue to work, you won't focus on tools and tricks anymore, and instead you'll just focus on the idea, the concepts, the ebb and flow of the conversation and the person you're talking to, because it'll have become habitual. Your new fluent speech patterns will have become automatic. So if you want to start making your fluent speech patterns habitual and automatic, then I've got the perfect gift for you. It is my free Stop Stuttering workshop. This workshop will give you a daily routine, a step-by-step systematic plan to help you overcome stuttering and start building your life of fluency and incredible confidence. So I'll leave a link in the description below. It's really going to help you out, my friend, so be sure to check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.